Aquarian Foundation. Tomorrow's religion here today. Weekly services. All sincere persons welcome. Sunday worship is at 11 a.m. 3 p.m. Masterclass. Members only. Wednesday spiritual healing is at 8 p.m. In Revelation 2, verse 17, in the King James Version of the Bible, it states, "He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, save he that receiveth it." Program subject to change without notice. Right of admission reserved.
What are Bardo Levels? Tibetan Buddhists have teachings on the 6 Bardo Levels. For more information, read the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Aquarian Foundation has teachings about all the Bardo Levels, planes of consciousness or states of consciousness, and how to use color in these states of consciousness. Understanding the spiritual meaning of color will help one move through the Bardo Levels in a balanced and orderly way.
Aquarian Foundation takes the position that a person should consult with competent medical doctors and supplement this with spiritual healing. We do not make any guarantees, claims, or promises as to the accuracy of spiritual messages or the results of any spiritual ceremony. Information contained herein is not a denial of good and competent medical, legal, financial, or other professional help. Each person is urged to seek competent professional advice on these and other matters.
The Bardo Levels are states of consciousness in which we operate during life and death. The ancient Tibetans shared their knowledge on how they navigated through life and how they prepared for the soul's exit from the physical body to prepare the soul for reincarnation. The Aquarian Foundation teachings bring to your attention the best of ancient teachings and then expound upon those teachings by bringing new and additional truths to those who have ears to hear and eyes to see. The Aquarian Foundation teachings on life and death help one to live a happier life because you get real knowledge about the life-death cycle. If you are willing to set aside preconceived false notions about death and life after death, then open yourself to the wisdom of divine intelligence from the teachings by and through the world's most scientifically tested and documented physical phenomena, adept medium, Reverend Keith Milton Reinhardt.
Aquarian Foundation helps someone facing death by using affirmative prayer in the colors blue and white in the prayers. Aquarian Foundation teaches that a decedent's physical body should remain untouched for a minimum of 72 hours to allow the spirit time to free itself from the astral body. The teachings of Aquarian Foundation remind us that transition from life to death is a journey, and that there is no death of the personality. The transition from life to death is not necessarily an instantaneous event, but a journey for which we should all be prepared. Other religions have unique mourning periods and practices. For example, Judaism observes a 7-day mourning period. Islam typically has a mourning period of 3 days, and Eastern Orthodox Christianity has a 40-day mourning period. Some Buddhists mourn for 49 days, because this period represents to them the time when the consciousness of the deceased passes through intermediate states of consciousness.
Aquarian Foundation teachings give insight on how the deceased's consciousness undergoes a series of transitions over several days or over several cycles. Usually, during a 72-hour period after death, the spirit is confronted with the death Bardo levels of the afterlife. In Aquarian Foundation, we teach that affirmations and spiritual work with the color blue and white for the deceased spirit assists the spirit to stay calm while the spirit is in the process of extracting itself from the astral body. The disintegrating astral body can be a terrifying experience for someone if not prepared for this event. More on this in the Aquarian Foundation's Spiritual Color Meaning lesson. In Tibetan Buddhism, Tibetans chant to the newly deceased spirit to help them focus on moving up and out the body seamlessly to face the lords of karma with a pure heart and get ready for reincarnation. The foundation of the 49-day observance for some Buddhists lies in the concept of the Bardo, or Bardo Thodol in Tibetan tradition. This is the intermediate state between death and the next reincarnation. It is a period of high sensitivity where the consciousness is no longer tethered to a physical body, but has not yet settled into its next form. The Tibetans call Bardo of your life the Kayane Bardo. This Bardo starts at birth and ends at death. It is the longest Bardo level, and it gives the soul the best opportunity to practice liberation from its karma. It is also the foundation for all other Bardo levels. Recognize this life you have in the physical as the state of consciousness which is impermanent and transitional. Practice the golden rule in all your thoughts, words, and deeds. While living in a physical body, prepare for the eventual death experience of the physical body by practicing meditation daily. Learn how to effectively astral travel consciously, while also learning about the different levels of consciousness, the 7 chakras, and the 7 bodies, as well as other important information. Aquarian Foundation is a source of vital information necessary for your advanced spiritual well-being and spiritual growth. The Bardo Level of Dreams. This is a state of consciousness you enter each night during sleep. The dream state is similar to the death state because it is your mind that creates your reality in dreams as well as in death. It is important to start training your mind now while you are still in a physical body so that you are fully prepared for the death experience when it occurs. Aquarian Foundation's teachings come from the Keith Milton Reinhardt Sacred Teachings Spiritual Development classes. Keith Milton Reinhardt is the founder and spiritual teacher of Aquarian Foundation. If the teachings are followed properly, the Keith Milton Reinhardt classes will give you the training ground to prepare your soul for life here and in the hereafter. You will be presented with the opportunity to practice advanced meditation and other spiritual techniques to help you reveal the illusory nature of your experiences. It is important to recognize you are dreaming while you are dreaming. Try to wake yourself up in your dreams and then transform your dream content at will. Practice astral travel. Prepare for the Bardo level of what is called the after-death of the physical body state of consciousness. The more you are fully versed with how to travel in between different states of consciousness, the better your life experiences and the better your afterlife experience.
The Bardo level of meditation. Meditation is an important stepping stone for all the Bardo levels or all states of consciousness. Regular meditation helps the mind stay focused and balanced. One of the best meditation practices for advanced spiritual development is held in a room with red light or blackout specifically designed for meditation and spiritual development. The point of meditation is not to empty your mind, it is to master the mind and bring order and balance to the mind. Disciplined meditation practices help to keep the mind focused. Meditation is a discipline and therefore hard work. Chanting, affirmations, and visualization as part of your meditation practice help to prepare the mind to focus and experience the mind's nature. Training the mind takes work and regular practice.
Develop balance in your meditation practice. Train the nature of your mind with disciplined focus. Learn how to use visualization and color effectively. Learn to recognize the clear white light, the spiritual symbols, and your spiritual teachers in meditation so you will not be confused at death. The Bardo of Dying. As one approaches the death experience, one generally becomes more conscious of the spirit world. Once the physical body enters into the death cycle and breathing stops, and the physical body dies, the astral body will begin to disintegrate. Being prepared to exit the astral body on physical death will make the process easier to move into one's body of light. Death by accident, suicide, drug overdose, or murder complicates the process. Review the Aquarian Foundation spiritual teachings. The more you are prepared for your exit from the physical body, the easier your transition into the spirit world will be when the time comes. If you are open to moving past preconceived ideas about death and what orthodoxy teaches about death, you will be open to being welcomed and greeted by ministering angels and spiritual teachers, who you will recognize as guides who can help you navigate your entry into the spirit world.
The Aquarian Foundation spiritual teachings are easy to follow and understand if you wish to discover how to navigate the Bardo levels or states of consciousness in life and in death in a conscious and thoughtful way. Weekly in-person classes and worship services feature the Keith Milton Reinhardt Sacred Teachings. These teachings are the permanent minister of Aquarian Foundation of Seattle. It is recommended that you become proficient in your spiritual practice by being consistent and regularly practice in person with other like-minded people who are sincere in their commitment to grow and develop spiritually, and who realize the importance of evidence-based spiritual teachings such as what is taught in Aquarian Foundation of Seattle.
While the Tibetan Book of the Dead gives detailed descriptions of the stages of death and the afterlife, as well as instructions about how the dying individual should confront and react to these mysterious places and events, it is not easy material to follow, as the material is complex and subjective. Aquarian Foundation has numerous teachings that help the sincere truth seeker and the dying person navigate the mysteries of life and death. The spiritual teachings of Aquarian Foundation give you tools to dispel old taboos and superstitions. There are subtle nuances and complex concepts in the spiritual teachings of Aquarian Foundation, but the significance of what is being taught about the mysteries of life and death become less confusing and more logical the more you listen to and absorb the spiritual lessons presented by Aquarian Foundation in its accredited branches and study groups.